It was a very interesting experience for me being Minister for Culture, Science and Research, because to my total astonishment, and also I was scared, to be honest, politics as I experienced it, all the different departments or ministries, they are not cooperating. Everybody is like in a silo. And when I was there, I said, I'm sorry, how can we deal with sustainability from silos? I mean, I'm coming from a country where Alexander Humboldt, 250 years ago, he said, everything depends from everything, and everything. So what we are talking about, if sustainability is the duty of the Minister for Environmental Affairs, I said, no, I'm for the cultural and the scientific side, of course we need to have alliances. And this made me an activist very much, because I thought, and the activism is going in two sides. One is, you find that here, and this is the occasion I hope to be able to invite you for next year, at this time, around this time. I want to combine, or this is one of my major issues and passion, to combine art and sustainability. So it is about aesthetics and sustainabilities. And as I'm very much interested in showing how many concepts you have from artists dealing with the big questions of the world. So I gathered 75 artists within I made a tour. This is a touring exhibition, and wherever I go, I involve artists and activists from the region, always to the most important topics. I guess water will be an issue, a very big issue in your country. So this is the key visual. And I just give you some ideas, because I'm deeply convinced you cannot do a real change of society towards a consciousness without the arts, without aesthetics. Aesthetics fundamentally means the perception through the senses, and this we need immediate. This is Joseph Beuys, of course. He was one of the founding members of the Green Party, but he was also one of the first activists and planting trees within one of the biggest art events. That was really something. Again, I mean, you know that the first report saying the Rome, my God, Club of Rome, thank you, the Club of Rome, that happened in 1972, saying maybe our resources are a bit limited. This was a first action in Manhattan because dealing with the smog. This is, I hope I find a sponsor to invite these artists from Brazil. It's for me the most poetic way to say something about climate change. This is from one form, and every single figure melts in a different way. It is so touching, it is so poetic, and of course, if you can involve kids to bring them on the steps, they love to do it. This is our future. I mean, this is a kind of fountain. If we don't have water anymore, we should have sticks. I mean, we can try to simulate a fountain. And the shovels you see is an artist from Mexico. It's a transformation from weapons into shovels. And I invite you already today, having an idea what we can do with the shovels, because this is what the artists want. Take down the shovels from the museum wall, do something with it, clean it, and bring it back to the shovel. And this is also his idea, because Mexico, next to the problem that is too much death by drugs and murder, it is also a lot of death because of they deforest the country. And this is one of the ironic works. This is an old life still from the 16th century, and this is our reality today. And this is also, I tear down also and I think this is also important, you know, for a sustainability life, that you involve also the inventors. This guy is an inventor, and this wonderful pedal-driven washing machine brought me to Addis Ababa because the electricity is collapsing constantly. This is a possibility also for man to work. This is an Israeli artist I work with since the very beginning of the exhibition. His material is plastic bags, and he said every art piece which is done from plastic bags is not ending in the stomachs of fishes. So a wonderful person. And Dina Shinaf, she's based here in Tel Aviv, because Dodi Reifenberg, an Israeli artist, lives in Berlin. She lives in Tel Aviv, and foam is her, a used foam is her material. And it's called the end of forest. Of course, there's also political implication. And that sun energy or solar energy is not all, but we need also democracy. You can feel in this very sarcastic work. But this is only to give you a glimpse. I have 75 artists, 5 more will be involved. And I hope you come with me next year in this wonderful place in Yafo. I have to read it, the Amyat Center? Amyat Center, sorry, and the flea market. And this is a good place. I know it, I feel it, and I want to see you there. And I hope also that we can have the discussion, because this is my second leg, the art leg, and the basic income or livelihood leg is the other one. Because I think in the debates we had about sustainability, the social dimension was missing a long time. Also, by the way, in the sciences. So it starts to be understood that if we don't pay attention to the economical base of people, because hunger or insecurity doesn't make you able to have a sustainable life. So this is what I'm dealing with, and I think it's absolutely we have to understand that the unconditioned universal basic income, I like more to call it livelihood, because I understand it. And this morning somebody was talking about the human rights, and this is for me the most important possibility. It's a fundament for the human rights. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I have a question, and then we'll open it to the audience. Well, you just ended your talk with talking about how one must combine all the, how did you call it? Yeah, the different sectors, but I mean the different goals we want to achieve. And this is what the SDGs are trying to do, and this is what this meeting of people from different parts of civil society are trying to do. How can we further achieve that, this combining of goals, this fighting together, walking together towards creating a better world?
I mean, it is a very good platform, these 17 goals, because you see, okay, it's not only dealing with poverty, it's also social inequality, it's also women's rights. So if you have that constantly in your mind, it is, I find, quite close to the idea of Humboldt to say everything depends from everything. It's connected. And the more we can open up the discourse to combine all this, the more maybe, hopefully, we can bring politics to combine also their ideas, their money, by the way, and their power, because that we have all these silos is a power problem. Nobody wants to give up the money, I am the first, you know, this I am the first or something is the first is now very much occupying our discourses. I think this is a very good, the platform is very good, but I also think we have to be honest, it is still very weak. I mean, I see what Germany's government, and then the 17, you know, it reminds me that in the beginning of the feminist movement, they always say, no, and this is also very much right for women. So this was the end of each sentence. So now I think what we have very strong movements, and I'm really, really hopeful because we have a youth, they say, you don't have a plan, we have one, and we ask you 12 questions, and this you have to follow up. I find that very cool. We had 1 month ago a demonstration, they call it strike, also climate strike, of 1.4 million people in Germany following it, saying we go, and we follow the kids. They said, come on, lift your bottom, we need you. But we need you behind us, not in front of us. So we are the one who wants to save the world. And they started a movement in the society which is very fruitful, and I hope I can give it as an idea also to your country. 26,000 scientists signed up for a movement called Scientists for Future. And then the economy went a bit nervous, and we have now entrepreneurs for future. So it is slowly starting. They have, I mean, they are parents, and the kids start to say, you will not continue like this. And this is a very strong movement, and I hope you will feel the same in your country.
I hope so too. Any questions from the audience? No? Okay, this was a very good inspiration. I thank you so much. We would love to come to the exhibition, so please let us know through this forum.
You know, I would really like, because this is integrated part of the exhibition, that you come and talk within the exhibition. Not you have your conference and then you go and see a little exhibition. No, talk within. And I can assure you it changes your way of arguing, of thinking, of behaving.
It just gave me an idea that next year the conference will be there,
yes,
in the Miad Center. Thank you, Adrienne Gou.